just before 10 p.m. at the Moffat family home.
Okay, whoever you are, come out of that corner right now.
All the children are wide awake and armed. What is going on here?
Come out of the corner, show me your hands. Hands first, now. Come out, I will shoot you through the friggin' wall. Come out, now. Show me your hands. Drop it now. Drop it. Drop it. Drop it. I see, boom, 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 boom. He's hesitating.
The family is preparing their 9 children for an attack on their home, for they're afraid of armed burglars and terrorists. And they don't just use plastic guns.
Okay. What are you doing with that gun?
I have nothing I can. You want me to do this instead?
Yeah, try. You're playing over here.
Why don't,
right
for
there.
one, you turn your light on?
The Moffat family lives on the outskirts of Snowflake, population 6,000. They are so-called preppers, people who prepare for disasters. The family is on constant high alert, even though nothing remotely threatening is happening out here. The crime rate in the region is low. Father Brian is a blacksmith and martial arts instructor. He lives here with his wife Sheila and their 9 children, Ali 4, Josiah 1, Michael 6, Sailor 9, Jeremiah 15, Mariah 18, Alicia 14 and Joshua 11. He's just got up. Once again, nothing happened last night, and yet he always has his weapon at hand. That's how he's learned to do it.
I like this handle. It fits my hand. It's small enough for me to grab all the way around. It's hard to find a handle that fits my hand. My hand. Always I have one of these big knives under my pillow, and all the rest is in here.
And why under the pillow?
Because if you're laying down, woo-woo, Micah, move. Move, Micah, and don't put your foot back. If you're sleeping here, let me use this one for example. If you're sleeping here, it's easier if a bad guy comes or something comes, it's easier to go wha than
The children live in the constant fear that something terrible could happen to them at any time.
I tried it, but you forgot.
You never said anything right. Well, it's quite simple to break into this house. You can easily just move the stuff up there and come down here and break out of the glass. Or you could just go upstairs and break the glass and come down here.
The children don't go to school. They're taught at home. Their main subject is not maths or history, but shooting practice. There are more than 40 weapons on hand throughout the house. Some are even loaded.
A perfect place is right there. Okay.
Oh, wow.
That was there all day yesterday. Because I didn't feel like wearing it the whole time. Alright. Most of the time I have a firearm on me. But if we're moving around and we're doing other things, a lot of times I'll leave a handgun right there.
In the USA, over 700 children were injured or killed by guns last year alone. For Father Brian, however, it seems worse to face a burglar unarmed. The family even owns assault rifles.
Yes.
Is that the one that Alan shot?
Okay.
Mother Sheila has experienced herself how dangerous these weapons can be.
I got shot by a 16-year-old boy. Jumped out of the truck and swinging the gun. And, you know, I was 4 years old, so I'm smaller than Ellie. And I was looking for the rabbit. My hand was up here, so it was very close to my head. It was a miracle that I didn't die. This whole part of my arm was off, except for a piece of skin that was like that big. But I don't think it's because the gun was there. Do you know what I mean? It's because people weren't taught.
To this day, Sheila cannot use her arm fully. Off to the shooting range. A big day for the family. The youngest daughter is going to use an assault rifle for the first time today. She's 4 years old.
What are we out here doing?
Shooting.
What are we handling?
Guns.
Guns. Rule number 2, Maike, you just said it a minute ago. Don't point.
Anything you want to destroy.
Don't point at anything you're not willing to destroy.
All the children except 1-year-old Josiah practice with their firearms. The younger ones use rifles for long-range shooting. The older ones practice hand-to-hand combat with pistols. 9-year-old Sailor shoots with an assault rifle, a weapon that can fire up to 950 rounds per minute.
Nope. You gotta slide all the way until it clicks.
Okay, first, when you grab it back here. If you grab it here, your hand's gonna get in the way. Grab it right here, or even the bottom of it, and put it in, okay?
As hard as you can.
All the way back and let go. Okay?
Sailor's gun's now loaded and ready to fire, aiming at the target. But then suddenly, her younger sister moves into the line of fire.
Ellie!
Oh, where did she just come from?
Behind everybody.
Did you see what she just did?
Did she go around the front?
Yes.
Watch
Didn't she just tell you not to go around the front of the tables?
Can you help Mom keep watch?
Sit over here. Right here for a little bit. Right here. Don't move.
4-year-old Ellie could so easily have just been shot by her own sister. But Sila goes ahead, despite the incident.
That's the gun. Excuse me.
I mean, holding a gun is not scary to me. Someone's holding a gun back at me and pointing at me, it would be scary.
Don't touch.
But guns, nah.
Safety off.
Use your thumb. Don't look at the target.
You can look at the target through your sights.
Squeeze. Slowly. Squeeze. Hold it all the way back. Now let it forward a little bit. And pull.
Even Ali has to take her turn with the rifle now. The 4-year-old needs her sister's help.
Wow.
Too young when her hand does not even go around?
No.
Okay. Can you
It's not about size. She's learning what it's really supposed to feel like.
Disturbing moments.
Okay, Maike man, very good. Oh, he outshot Joshua.
Is this you? Yep.
Yes.
Is this you?
Man,
Yes. Our last 3.
very
in the
good,
circle.
Maike.
We did something.
He was shooting up here at the head. He was trying to shoot somewhere where nobody else had shot.
The parents are following a clear strategy with this exercise.
Truly, if there came a situation, our young ones would be able, if something happened to an older, they could pick up that firearm that she had.
You know, you look
They
at.
need, you know, not that
You've absolutely, just in
Yeah.
case, just like
Yeah,
worst,
you know,
worst
just
case.
in
they know
case.
not to, you know, hurt their own, you know, not to point it at each other. Plus, like you said, the Second Amendment in the United States, that's huge. We want our kids to understand the freedom of being able to keep and bear arms.
Here, everyone acts as if an attack is imminent.
They're What's your threat? One. Okay, start pieing it. Pie it. Very good.
Father Brian also prepares the older children mentally for killing. For us, simply unimaginable.
Would you think about yourself that you would be able to kill someone?
Depending on the situation, then yes.
What would be a situation where?
Either my close friends or my siblings were, it was either them or the bad guy. Then yeah, bad guy all the way.
After shooting practice, Mother Sheila teaches her children.
Dive at a lake.
Does that say A?
They don't attend a state school. They order their books on the internet. What the children learn is up to the parents. There are no guidelines from the state. But why are the kids homeschooled?
But I know in Israel, they used to have a lot of shootings in school. They've armed and trained their teachers, and they've not had any school shootings. If you look at a lot of the school shootings that have happened, there has been teachers or coaches who will stand in front of children trying to protect them. Those people would probably want to be trained.
To prevent her children being exposed to these perceived dangers, the children are schooled at home, sealed off from the outside world. 17-year-old Mariah has already completed her school education.
I can give them hints on like how to read things, certain like words and vowels, like pronounce them correctly. And then mine, I'm like, I do bigger words, and sometimes I'm like trying to remember all the little rules.
But she finds it difficult to read herself. She's currently training in the city to become a beautician.
Because of my dyslexia, my brain mixes up all the words. Like, I still like have problems with certain words. Like yesterday, when I was at Cosmo, I was reading out a client card and I read the lady's name completely backwards. Like, I read from right to left instead of left to right.
A serious problem that has not yet been addressed, either by the parents or a psychologist. The children rarely leave home and only have contact with other kids in church. They have no computers or cell phones. They think and act in keeping with the example their parents set them. Everything revolves around survival in extreme situations.
Going to be in a gunfight, I want to learn how to survive. Some stuff I'm still learning. A lot of stuff I know. I mean, and it's good to know because when you get into something like a gunfight, your brain pretty much just shuts down. It's instinct.
He wants to show our reporter just how much of this instinct he already has.
So that's just like plastic, that's nothing that's going to hurt anyone.
Big and point. Head or chest.
I've never thought about like...
Under my head. Get back. Because we always teach, never do this. Never get close. Because anyone can disarm you. Sometimes you have to go down to the Camp Verde area, run there, and I'm not scared, I'm not afraid that some psycho's gonna drag me off, but I've heard some really crazy stories. None that I remember at the moment, but that's one of the reasons I don't like being in public. So 80 to 90% of my life happens.
We have the feeling that Elisha would like to get out more often. But even we can't persuade the parents to take the children on a trip to the city.
He's a thinker and a dreamer.
What do you dream of?
That's... I would tell you, but who's watching?
Oh, I'll go away then. I'll go away. It's okay. You can talk about your dream. I'd have to watch it on German TV and I probably couldn't figure it out. It's okay. Go ahead.
I dream about a lot of stuff. It's crazy. I kind of want to be a missionary too. Because some people, like in Mexico, for example, they need help. You can't choose. And sometimes, for me, it's hard to sleep at night knowing that people need your help and that knowing that you can make a difference. Is he over there? No. Okay. He's kind of a dream crusher. I mean, I'll tell him eventually. Maybe not today. Maybe tomorrow, but probably not.
There's not much time for thoughts like that. In order to have enough food in an emergency, the family stores large quantities in the cellar. They also grow vegetables on their land.
We usually take almost all of our plants that we grow in, like a bunch of our green beans and peas, and at the end of the year, Mom will cut them up and dehydrate them and can them and pickle them.
Building up supplies is also part of a prepper's training. Sheila shows her children how to preserve food.
Here, George, you're going to have to spread yours out a little bit more. And then Elisha, in the big freezer is a huge box of blueberries. Will you grab those for me?
After about 48 hours of drying time in a special oven, the dried vegetables are vacuumed and stored in the cellar next to the countless other food supplies. The food should last for 6 months. Father Brian is a full-time blacksmith. Additionally, he and his wife offer self-defense classes for military forces and families. He's also a certified Krav Maga teacher, a martial art developed by the Israeli military. And this is what's next on today's schedule.
I need all my kids in here. Okay, stand still. All right. Guys, what we're going to do right now, we're going to work on some basic strikes, and then we're going to work on some basic defenses. Okay, let's demonstrate something first. Get a hold of him up under his jaw. Now try to pull away. See, I can pull him around, okay, and drive into him. All right?
This martial art is intended to repel armed attackers.
Now, can I use you for a minute? Everybody look, heads up.
We sometimes have the impression that Brian makes no difference between training a soldier and training his young children. Brian also torments his son with a rubber knife.
The arm, you're on my arm.
Okay.
Holy crap. Ow, 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 ow. Hey, the job is out. We're supposed to demonstrate it, not for real. Please, I want to keep my arm. I don't want to be old and decrepit. Now.
Fear and conflict dominate the family's life. No trace of a carefree childhood.
It's a camera, not a video camera.
There's no room for Elisha's dream here either, for tomorrow morning, the endless hours of training start all over again.
Do we want to kill somebody? No. But there's times you have to. It's not pretty, okay? But if I'm gonna save the other 15 or 20 or 40 innocent people around, I have no choice. It's either his life or their life.